good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jenna Basonko here with my co-host Ibrahim Abalde and our newspaper review guest, Mr. Mboch. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
My pleasure to be here.
The debate started even before we went on live. Because
I'll let you two lead.
Because he is so annoying, and man mabutoni man. Damarim jënd sama original product.
Bul mention tour bi. Man xam naa ne Jenaba, okay? You said these shoes, they are original shoes. Understand nga? Man xam naa ne am na yoo xam ne qualité boo xam ne ñu ngi ko defar China ak bi nga wax nii mooy daala yi. Jenaba mu ne daala yi is straight from the factory. Ban daala moo jóge wut si factory bi? No, but money. I'm not in Jenaba motor I don't wear fake. Man fake. But dollar is fake la.
Mr. Mboch. Mr. Mboch.
Money. So say
the Mayaga put when I was younger. Fake a time bobo no I'm one orientation. How am I one? They just gender any product, not even knowing oh, this is a big brand in the US or somewhere. But as I grew older, that makes my bopper believe me. If I was the person, come on brand me, why should I go and buy the fake one in the market? I'm affecting the person's brand. If I have my own brand, I will never want anyone to go and naka deal ko def ko mu fake be pere di ko jay. So I put it to myself ne, from now on, I'll be buying brands that I can afford. Luma muna afford. That's the brand. I'm not gonna wear Prada or Gucci or something. Fake clearly, lolu that shirt is costing $1,000.
It's not a genuine one.
It's not the genuine one because being a bag is costing $1,000. Wow. Why should I buy that for $1,500 and carry it? I need to have my own dignity.
No problem.
It's lack of mandal.
Why man? Man hamna one thing la ham moy.
Si factory.
Man suma gisee fake, ma gis original dama ko dey xamé. Okay.
Really?
I mean, waxuma ne sa daala yi 90.
Zara yi de yi ma sol ni la la wax.
Won nañ ma daali Jenaba Sonko zoom leen ko.
Waaw moom la
mu ne li original Zara la.
Waaw.
Okay. Bañuma ko. Waaye man wax naa la ne ma ne la.
Waaw.
Si marché bi fii am na ñoo xam ne they are selling better shoes than this and they are stronger. Ba pare ñoo ngi naa nekk yi original.
Loolu daf leen saf.
Waaye
alali jàmbur brandi jàmbur la ñoo foyee.
Maybe your brand bi. Tur bi nga like about the shoes. But anybody can do this. Mun naa defar daala ba pare ma tay Zara si gannaaw.
Waaw du original nag man yooyu laa dut sol.
You cannot justify that.
Why can't I justify it?
Yo yi okay, convince me li Zara.
Mr. Mboch, to close the case.
No, case we do close.
Mr. Mboch, it's about my conscience.
Absolutely.
My conscience matters to me than what another person
Don't
thinks.
use your conscience and start fooling people.
If I wear something and my conscience it's clear, it's not like I'm tampering with another person's brand. I'm good to go. Because when I have my own brand, I don't want anybody to tamper with it and produce fake something about my own brand. Because Sumanekon in that position, it will affect me financially. So we have to be fair to each other. When you go to Dubai, for example, when I went to Dubai and went to the Daira market, Dubai have strict regulations. You cannot sell designer products on the streets. Like if you go to Serekunda markets in the Gambia, you cannot do that because you have to be licensed to be able to sell it. So they have warehouses where they keep it. So when you are passing, they'll be like, oh, do you want fake designer? That's how they call it. If you say yes, they will take you there. And that is affecting directly the individual who owns the brand, which is very unfair. So the moment we stop purchasing it, we are supporting a sister or a brother who started a brand a long time ago. We need to be realistic.
I think you should join Hausum Sisi in his copyright.
Copyright issues, right?
For that.
But anyway, take us through our African proverb, Ibrahima.
Close the chapter.
Chapter be close.
Go with your Zara. Tell mom, I just want to save myself. So,
the proverb is, he who know and make himself he knows not is a fool. He who don't know and make himself he know is a fool.
What is this?
It's so
Surely
long.
It should be he who knows.
Yes, by right.
Surely.
He who knows and make himself he knows not is a fool. He who doesn't know
and make
himself he knows is a fool.
So in this world, everybody is a fool. I wonder what the wise man is in this world. Who got this? Who wrote this?
It's from the
Who's
VJ.
that? It's from?
It's from the VJ.
The VJ?
Yeah.
You must be the VJ.
I am the VJ. I'm the only VJ.
So what does it mean, Balda?
Well, I mean, the
In your
reason
world, everybody's a fool.
the reason why I put this proverb here, you know, is for us to be able to cogitate, for us to be able to think, for us to be able to make our NCP Helons busy. You
Here
understand?
we go again.
Wow.
Don't go there.
Mr. Mo, so understand, what understand Lorek, but I should go there. So like lu ñoo def moy, he who knows and make himself he knows not is a fool. He who don't know and make himself he knows is a fool. So it's telling you, Hamga, whatever you're doing, make sure there is a limitation. Don't make yourself you know too much. Don't make yourself you don't even know. You understand? So it's telling you to balance between knowing and not knowing. If you don't know, you need to admit you don't know, so that you can know. You can learn from people. But if you know and you behave as if you don't know, you are misleading the people because you know. So it's telling you to balance yourself. That's my interpretation.
This is a curious one. I disagree. I mean, this sort of proverb, is it a proverb, epigram? We've seen these around for some time now. And I think the one I normally say is this. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool. You see, if you do not know that you do not know, then you are truly a fool. But again, you do have the type people who know, but again, they know that they don't know anything. It's one of those paradoxes. As somebody once said, the more you know that you know nothing. It's a very curious paradox here. Let us be careful here who is the fool and who is wise. That's why I said with you, there's no wise person in your proverb. But normally these things, they go with the fool who doesn't know that he doesn't know anything, and the wise man who knows that he knows something.
So what about if you know and you make yourself you know not like you know nothing?
Kind of. I think Socrates used to do something like that. They called it the Socratic method. Whatever you tell him, he will feign innocence, that he doesn't know anything, and start asking you questions. And sooner or later, you begin to see that actually what you thought that you knew, really, you don't really quite know. He will break down all your defenses. You tell him, then he starts imagining scenarios, variations, to test the veracity of what you're saying. So let us be careful here. Sometimes silence is not out of ignorance. Some people say silence is strength. I may decide not to say anything, giving the impression that I do not know, but be careful, that one is processing information in a way that the person who chirps and talks a lot will miss.
At this point, let's engage Zara, baby.
Exactly.
I'm not here representing any brand. I'm not here representing, and I'm not paid for it.
No.
I'm
not here representing
You know, in the
any
morning,
brand because it's not like
I have to do this at least to warm up ourselves.
I'm not paid to represent a brand.
I like doing
I'm
this.
just buying what
so
I
that
can
she can-
afford.
so that
yes,
she can-
based on what I afford. We all know that they can be the family. So let's just go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to current affairs. Do stay.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm Jennifer Sonko, and I'm here with my co-host Ibrahim Balde. And just to tell the general public who are watching that QCell won the GSM Taxpayer of the Year, and QTV won the Media House of the Year at the GRA Awards over the weekend. And from here, we'll be connecting live onto a special celebration that we have together with the chairman of the Q Group, with the entire staff, to actually celebrate this very important milestone. It's been really consistent how we've been winning this particular category of GSM Taxpayer of the Year, and now for the first time, QCell for Media House of the Year. So from here, we'll be connecting live to take a look at that conversation with the CEO and the staff. Who knows? Maybe he has a surprise for us.
Nobody knows. I mean,
mun naa fole fu ne.
Mom dafa bëri xam nga mom dafa bëri ay surprise. So loolu la. You know, it's important, Jenaba. I mean, you know, QCell have been winning this for a very long time now. And, you know, QTV, Q Radio, that's core broadcasting, also added another one. We've received our award and our certificate as well. So I know it's going to be presentation of awards to the staff. One thing I like the Q Group for, others would have just kept these awards in their offices, but they have to take it out, cut a cake, and tell everybody you did this.
Yeah, goes back to the staff who get to pay the taxes.
So that is
what's your take on that?
Oh, absolutely. It's the whole award, the most tax compliant
GSM operator.
GSM operator, and we are the most tax compliant media house. What stands out obviously is the sort of social responsibility. There's something behind this award, because we know that you have a good number of companies, they try to cut corners so that they wouldn't pay the full tax. When you look at the whole population, you know, the people of working age, how many people are paying tax, and it is from the taxes that we use to support our social services and do what we need to do as a state. So that's the important bit really behind this glitter, as it were, well done. But what it represents, that you are paying your taxes, is a highly, highly significant thing. For me, this is really the key, the social responsibility, as it were, behind it all. And that's been the model, to be quite honest, that's really been the model of the Q Group. Be proper, be right, pay your dues, pay your taxes, you know, the discipline, the hard work, honesty. That's really the motto of this group. So this is just in keeping, as it were. It's all of a piece with what's been going on since the inception, really.
Yeah. So moving away from that, yesterday on the news, we saw that President Adama Barrow was inaugurating another, as in laying the foundation stone for another bureau, for another NPP bureau, part of a way for them to ensure that they have a structure, the party has a structure. So there are a lot of bureaus for the NPP around in every municipality or region, or however you might call it. So what does that tell you?
That is a national party. You should be present everywhere. That is how it works. Not simply be a party in name only. You have one headquarters perhaps in the urban areas, and people anywhere else hardly see you. Perhaps they will see you only when there are elections coming, stuff like that. So you need to be present everywhere. This is a national political party.
So it's going to be a two-story building.
No, I am not very convinced.
All right.
Mr. Boy. Some people might be watching you.
Of course.
They might think we have other pressing issues that can be addressed and focusing more on, you know, those
Having his bureau.
It's important for you to build them. We are not denying that each political party needs to have them. But some will say we have more pressing issues that we should focus on.
That the president should focus on?
Of course, people will say that. But let's put it this way. So what are you saying here? That if I've got pressing issues, and we always have pressing issues of one kind or another at any given point, yes? So do you mean to tell me that I forget every other aspect of my life and just focus on that? Do people actually do that? It doesn't matter how difficult things are at home, I will find time to buy something I like. We all do. It doesn't matter how poor you are. You will find time perhaps to buy that banana to enjoy, or to go and buy, to go and play. So we are multifaceted. I will focus on the issues, but there are other aspects about your life that wouldn't stop and wait.
As far as you do not prioritize.
But this is the key. So tell me, how much are you putting in that? Imagine I've got 100%, isn't it, energy. So how much am I putting in this activity? How much in that? How much in that? So you distribute.
The mode of distribution.
You distribute, absolutely. But it doesn't mean that every other aspect of your life just stops.
No. I mean,
people do not do that.
I mentioned it before.
So yeah, you focus on that and focus on this.
I said it. I said, fine, we all understand. Yeah. We can build political bureaus.
Of course.
I mean, in fact, I think it's part of the law, I mean, for a party to have certain political bureaus, a particular number, because there are times where when IEC go around to check each party and their bureaus, you understand? You know, but like you said, the energy, how much are you putting in, you know, because most people, the nation is their priority.
Oh, we all know, obviously, without the nation, you don't have any ground to stand on, as it were. We know that what I'm trying to run away from is this simplistic, naive, the country, we are going through some difficulty. We understand all of that. But again, if I do anything else, you're like, you shouldn't be doing it, you should focus on that. But is that human? Is that normal? Do we really stop every other aspect of our lives? It doesn't work like that. Because there are other needs. At any given point, you have many needs simultaneously. So that is a really childish way of looking at things. Of course, I know that there's a threshold. You know, if I keep on bringing in sort of luxury, unnecessary luxury stuff, whilst there are important matters before me, obviously people will talk, but I'm not sure whether we've reached that threshold in this at all.
Yeah, so aside from that, I'm just checking the papers, you know, talking about police say illegally smuggled guns enter through the ports. I mean, a lot of things enter through the port.
Now that is serious.
Yeah.
We just hope that they've recovered them. That's how they know. So obviously, we have to obviously tighten security at the ports. We're so busy. And the like, and with this one, it will be interesting to get all the details of this. Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Who brought them here?
And aside from that, you know, it's important for us to talk about how in Gambia here, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to the work of the IOM. The reason is because recently the IOM called some migrant returnees to distribute cell phones to them, you know, and then put credit just so now that they're back to the Gambia, they can have a phone to communicate, you know.
Yes,
so when that happened, then they thought it was going to be a smartphone instead of a simple phone that they can use to just make calls. So people had to be out to actually remind these returnees that this is an international organization, brought you back to Gambia voluntarily, you were not forced. There's no fund somewhere for you to just go and get some money and do, because like people are too entitled, Mr. Mboj. I don't know if you get my point here.
That sense of entitlement.
It's there.
Yes.
Because you're nga dem. Ñoñu waxuñ la nga dem. Bi nga ñib si amulo pass ñoo la dimbale voluntarily indi la waat sa dika. Comme nekkul ne dafa am benn trust fund or something buñ teg. Comme ñooñu, they're just helping. It's your government that is even should carry the burden of reintegrating you.
Yes, absolutely. But we never had a complex. To me, anyway, this is very complex. To others, it might seem very simple. Young citizens, they're stranded outside, so it is your responsibility to come to bring them over and to know how do you reintegrate them. I understand all of that. Why? bi dafa mel ni ki it's a massive international problem.
Okay.
If you migration, it's a massive international problem. Gis nañ even mu ngi change the politics of Europe.
Yes.
You realize mu nekk mu ngi change the politics of Europe. Mu ngi tax the right wing mu ngi rise about this migration issue. It seems they don't want us there. So we will need help in certain funds. There's no running away from it.
True.
And we should really put the pressure on others. Otherwise, the effects, you suffer the effects. Everybody wants to leave. So we need massive help in that area. When you return, IOM, how maybe among some funds, small, to manage. Yes,
it's there. Then, okay, the thing was, previously, when they give them money, then they jail the same halis, take for their back way.
Yes.
That has happened. So later they
problem.
change it to you going to a shop to identify the business that you want to do. Pick the items and go and start the business. As a country, there's a burden on them.
The issue of migration, dafa complex.
Absolutely.
At some point, controlling the people. Hamga kuneka ak mainam the way they think. Suñ la joxe xaalis nga use ko nga dem back way. Xam nga ñële loolu nekkut seen intention. Waaye dañ la bëggoon a dimbale rek. Waaye yow, you have other intentions. Yow yaa ngi amee loo bëgg a def. So it's a complex one, but I'll just comment on what Jennifer mentioned. Instead of the smartphones, they were given simple phones. But I think that's a good gesture. Muna na ñoo toog liñ leen jox dara.
They amuñ phone bu ñoo communicating.
You know, at some point gis nañ boy yoo xam ne ñoo dee nekk Libya or ñu nekk Niger or any other place ñoo dee def videos pour nguur bi delloo leen. So if you get that opportunity pour nga delloo, I think you need to be grateful.
Absolutely. It's just a weird phenomenon. In Africa, in many parts of the world, actually, but they made to the Arabs and as well. Or the crisis of habitation. Everybody wants to leave. That's it. Here, I find it staggering. Them family, thousands, them pull them back way. Whereas how come he invested in business? That's it. This is that psychological aspect really difficult to analyze. The family giving any hope.
Wow.
It's an extraordinary situation.
Mr. Mbow, doguma la sade. Waaye dama la won ne dafa am agency nga xam ne dañ la dee dibale nga dem Canada. Agent bi da nga ko fay $300,000. $300,000 nga ko fay pour nga mun a dem.
Yes, you see, imagine all stuff like that.
I'm going to lose hope mon weesuwut nga dem jël 300,000 jox ko agent pour mu dimbale la nga mën a dem si dëkki jàmbur dem hustle again.
Mës naa dégg two people ñu ngi wax kenn ki ne ko xaw ma xaritam dem na waaye gisuloo seen na ba gaay bil nañ xaw ma lan.
Foofu la problème bi nekk.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So ñu ngi gis
That's the push factor.
Wow, that's the push factor. So how do you deal with these? This is really very difficult. But I'm economists, your hamne, even so among the best technocrats in place. Li dafa jël time pour nga turn ko around to a level bo hamne xale yi nañ fa gis massive prospects they're not gonna go. This is a long haul. So economic prosperity is gonna be a long haul. So then in the meantime, how do you staunch this wave? How do you battle with this virus, whatever? It's in our heads. This psychological way of looking at things. Gives me any hope. Some of them may look at people who've gone, lineal deaf. Do ma gis dee?
No, dee bi duñ ko dee gis sax.
Fàtte nañ boobu. Duñ dee gis yooyu. So the positive aspects. Loolu dafa mel ne mu ngi fuel. It's fueling this fire, this willingness.
ñu dem ba àgga ñooñu duñ dee wax ñii lu fa nekk.
I mean, they do. It's just nobody would believe you.
Wow, sometimes when they work
when the imagination is inflamed with certain dreams, with certain fantasies, it's really a fantasy. You have this fantasy in your head. It's difficult to dislodge the fantasy in your head unless you them feel.
Dafa am nuñ paint Europe ak America in such a way that soo duggee rek yow teeda nga
Wow.
you know
Yes.
te it's not like that soo fa demee da ngaa jóg nga dem liggéey ok da ngaa am hours yooyu def all right ba pare at the same time tam da ngaa gis ne sometimes sax fii ñoo gën a flexible than foofu noonu because foofu am na ñoo xam ne ñoo jóg suba teel pour them certain places.
I had this conversation with my brothers. They think that if they had gone to America, buñ demee America, dañ fogoon ne dañoo toog xaalis di rot si guy. dañ foog ne America da ngaa toog xaalis bi di rot nga koo bu.
waaw noonu lañ ko
xamuñ woon ne da ngaa eewu dem liggéey. Sofa. In fact, ñi fa nekk dañ dee end up sometimes ñee la yow mi sa bopp. because of
nga pay sa tax.
you have to, yeah, and rent is very expensive. So the concept is ne su ma demee outside dafa am guy bi nga xamante ne dañ ko fa sampa dama dee dem rek aaji.
waaw we cannot deny the fact ne maybe seen currency bi moo am doole.
am na lu tax loolu.
understand waaw mun naa am waaw waaye nag it's all the same formula da ngaa dem nga liggéey nga am xaalis noonu lañ dee def.
am na loo wax lu very interesting and I'm gonna address it maybe controversially. Flexible nga ne ñun ñoo leen gën a flexible.
waaw
I will not call it flexibility but dama dee ñaanal everybody pour ñu génn.
ñu gis
daf la dee yar.
loolu dëgg la.
ñun dañ yàqu. bul ma isa yëfi flexibility.
non.
suñ génne when we are in ibi xamadi yi ma dégg sakatuma ñi génne ba ñëwaat. dama dee gis yéen I'm like woo you know that you wouldn't do that out there.
Outside.
But why should you come to your country and do
Africa,
these
wow,
things?
loolu lañ dee
I
def.
just do not understand this place.
Loolu lañ dee def.
What is going on? Why won't get it? You work and do you know the kind of jobs you do? Don't even go there.
Yeah.
So ñëwee fii you feeling too good.
Nga feel big.
am na you understand. Why? dama feebar dama lii dama they sack you immediately. Foofu amuloo help too much help. So you behave yourself.
so moo tax ma ne la.
So it's a good school.
Foog nga regular.
Otherwise doo chop.
doo chop te da nga am ren pour fay.
moo tax ma ne la
So
Mr.
fii du
Mbodj.
flexibility.
waaw
We are too lax.
dafa
It is
am waaw
laxity, not flexibility.
dafa different am nga day c'est different ñoom nu ñoo liggéeyee foofu ak ñun nu ñoo liggéeyee wax nga ko fi mention nga points yi nga xam ne weda buja deku la o ñàkk a yar la o ñàkk a liggéey bu lifin waaw waaye di nga xam ne certain things you can do it here nit xam na ne su ma ko fi defee maybe there will be penalties waaye lii ak lii la understand nga waaye foofu noonu wax nga ko soo feebaree too much dañ naa saak
Manila, yaa ngi am xëj na 3-4 paid leave sick. So when you sick, so ko jeexee su jeexee.
You're done.
Afterwards doo ko am.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Gis nga balaa state bi di mun a make baxa mun a make money wealth as it
Waaw.
were reserves yëpp bari. Da ngaa work citizen bi dafa am pour work hard. Any service boo need da ngaa fay for it.
Waaw.
ñun fii ne lii dafa cher lii dafa cher. I'm like what do you know how what it takes
Yeah.
to run a state?
Yeah.
Suma package suma car to wrong place damaa ñëw damaa dem fay.
da ngaa fay. so
Any
you be
service, you need
disciplined.
to pay. You need
Da
to be
ngaa
paying.
discipline.
That's how you build. Xëy na kay li ñoo wax mooy maybe ñun suñ structure si suñ system si léegi li citizens si di fay public servants them abuse ko. Perhaps when the structure si more gën a stringent. It's much more difficult to do certain things. It doesn't mean that people wouldn't try. Why this is the key. Nit ñi foo dem rek àdduna si yëpp a em.
man recently laa xam comme gis nga comme ñun suñ health system bi nu mel ni tey mun ngaa ñëw si réew mi fii amuloo paper sax nga feebar nga dem hospital ñu faj la waaye suma brother when he came mu ne ma ne am na
Is that true? Doo dee fay.
mu ne
ah kay.
non mun ngaa fay waaye
dang dee am na fees yoo dee
soo
fay.
amut paper like amuloo paper as a foreigner
Okay.
nga ñëw si Gambia bi fii soo feebaree mun ngaa dem kaani fi general hospital
dañ laa faj
toppatoo la
loolu moom dëgg
waaye
la.
moom mu ne ma ne am na koo xam ne dem na foofu amut papers dafa feebar ba mu dee mënut a dem si hospital because amut paper.
No, man, loolu sax mën naa koo attest. You know how? When I went to UK, because I just had a 6 months visa, bi ma demee time boobu during COVID bi la ki lu mu wax dëgg la man experience naa ko. I had an asthma attack. I went to a hospital. Gis na ñu ne duñ ma gis. I had to go to hospital bi nga xamante ne ñi amut kayit. ñi dëkka foofu amuñ kayit xëy na suñ xamee ne amuñ kayit they will be deported or something. Comme charity set up something like free open for immigrants to go that's where I ended up going. But the structured hospital, do fa muna dem because then they have to check your status and all of that. Pour hamda, it is okay for you to be treated. You're very right.
Dañ la yóbbu and te kooku mu ne ma foofu la nekk bem dee.
Waaw loolu dëgg la.
Amunuta dem hospital mu faju. You know, so it's sad. Sometimes dafa am yoo xam ne soo ko gisee da ngaa foog ne it's goal waaye fekk du noonu soo demee da ngaa job da ngaa liggéey Europe bi da ngaa liggéey America bi da ngaa liggéey.
We all know that. Why this is it. I mean, xam nga ñu ngi waxtaan in the context of am na lu dem wrong. In the sense ne ñun suñu xale yi bëgguñ fee toog. ñëpp a ngi bëgg a génn. How do we address that?
Pour ñu mun a toog. Hope. How do we restore hope? That's the question.
Mooy the difficult bit.
It's kii sax sometimes dafa dangal nii rek Mr. Mbodj.
I know.
Sometimes mu tànga.
non waaye man nekkuma koo xam ne
mu ñëw ne ma.
man nag nekkuma koo xam ne bugga naa dem Babylon ma toog fa. Understand nga bugguma nekkut ne dama bugga dem America ma toog fa. Man su ma dem America or Europe dama dem ma visit ma ñëw. Okay? Because xam naa ne soo demee is gonna be the same thing, bro.
Mane.
Xam nga.
Tell your truth. Tell nga Mr. Mbodj. Nak you
Mr. Mbodj
xam naa leena. Let's imagine this thought experiment. Toog rek Europe, America jox nañ leen 2 days.
pour ngeen
ñu leen di isil flight ñu bëgg a génn. dëkk gi kenn du fi des. xanaa ñun mag ñi ñoo.
dëkk bi kenn du fi des.
that is the shame. That's really shame.
waaw dina Mr. Mbodj benn xale du fi des laa la wax.
téeméeri yomba si benn tubéy.
si benn butéel. xoolal mooy njëkk a boot flight bi.
non te di ngeen surprise
ne xoolal du paak sa yaram mi yu mu sol nii la moo duggee si flight ba dem.
non te di ngeen surprise ne ñëpp dañoo dem man ma toog.
So this is really the serious issue.
Wow.
In many ways, this is the crisis of habitation, they call it. So how do we address it? When you want to, think economy, obviously in the end you need a good economy, offer hope, opportunities, and all the rest of it. But in the meantime, what do we do? You face this psychological aspect to our kids. I don't know how we're going to deal with that part. It's a massive, massive issue. So,
all right. But thank you so much, Mr. Mbodj, for joining us on the program. It's always good to have you here. Will you be going down to join the team to cut the cake?
Of course.
You never know them.
Them cut the
so
cake.
We are living
so bugulo miss cake. Man ngeen fee bay man kena.
Cake bi mom ñu ñepp ko lekk tay.
But anyway, congratulations once again to QCell and to QTV for this, milestone. And Mr. Mbodj, Lido nak, you're a coffee person or tea person?
Man, I'm a coffee person.
Okay, you're a coffee person. You should be danga wa di try Lido bi. Lido being a what the try. The try B is really, really good. And it will keep you awake.
I'm a coffee person, but it doesn't mean that sometimes I do not drink coffee. Tea.
Tea, okay.
Sometimes
tea vitamins is good. Lido coffee bangini, tea bangini. So your tana si bula neex la rek. So du bëggee nga def coffee bi, so bëggee nga def tea bi. Waaye man daal bu green bele li may def man rek ko xam. Waaw boobu dafa neex. Waaw boobu dafa neex.
Boobu mooy Olinda.
Waaw. Green one bi dafa neex ba bëgg a dee. Waaw bi is the gold tea bi tamit neex na torop. So yow bu la neex rek nga dem ak moom.
su ma eggee rek brew sax.
soo àggee waa brew soo àggee pour tea bi xama jox la ñaar. su ko defee soo demee buru ñaari.
absolument
doo ko mix.
waaw mu déedéet na def boobu. dafa try bi tey ëllëg mu try bi. comme ni ma ko waxee taana si bu la neex.
so suñ bi was itam. képp ku nga xam ne bugga nga TV rek. waaw nii mun ngaa ñëw QTV.
nga call Jaynaba.
dinañ la may.
ba pare xam nga tea bi dana si gën a ne.
you want tea you pass by QCell.
yow soo bu xam nga ñeenay suñ dugalee seen tea duñ dee bugg a bàyyi tea bi foofu noonu ba mu yaaga. soo bu dee yow façon ngi nit boobu nga tea bi dafa am lifin dafa am lii comme nii gis nga.
bum
waaw nii la mel. soo yow soo ko dugalee bu dee yow buggaloo tea bi yaabe bu baax nga génnee saani. soo buggee sax bii mun nga koo use si ñaari kaas. waaw. foor la de.
loolu économie la de.
économie la dëkk bi dafa métti.
loolu économie la de
waaw tiir baag dafa seer.
soo
buggee def si ñaari kaas dem sa yoon.
nit ku nekk loo am loolu ngay maye.
ah kañ.
ñun tii lañ am.
waaw
ñu ngi maye Lido tii Olinda tii.
mu jeex.
képp ku nga xam ne yaa ngi romba QCell ñëwal si suba ñu may la tii
benn tii rek nga dem def sa
tii rek nga dem
kaas
def sa tii
waaw
waaye di nga
blessing bi
ñëwaat
bari
di nga ñëwaat
We'll just go for a short break, Ibrahim. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Butch, and we'll be right back. Do stay.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell moy suñu boss. QCell moy suñu boss. QCell moy suñu boss. Soro go ebe dawa full network suta tili QCell ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata QCell most reliable network dumala keta wati QCell wo quality man nyon soto jam ona manke QCell hanibe wuloni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria QCell suñu boss ñu fi njeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G 5G first and only 5G provider suñu boss itela follow adi doron nesa keno Gambia bela nyon tawa fele QCell ko fasunta buka busi QCell itela molti milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meta lori la kiliano yele imanyina amanda wala itela ka quality dila dadi ma itele silo wala wodol mume be keno ma QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss connection be bambandi QCell suñu boss QCell most innovative QCell suñu boss
You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply. Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now. Choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. And now we are joined by National Assembly Member Honorable Swaibu Ture, who will be taking us through the roles of the Petitions Committee at the level of the National Assembly. So they're trying by all means to ensure that it is popularized, just so citizens understand what the role of the Petition Committee is. And as citizens, how can we make use of the Public Petitions Committee as well? So, Honorable, thank you so much for joining us on the program and for, taking your time to ensure that citizens understand just what this particular select committee has to offer. Because there are a lot of select committees at the level of the National Assembly, and sometimes their roles can be intertwined and people, can be confused about it.
Exactly.
So we are happy that you're here to shed light on it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and we are happy to be here because since the 27th of February, we've been on this sensitization campaign. And we've gone all the way to Bakau and have outreaches, public outreaches. We also had radio talk shows. But we feel that we need to come to the QTV to be able to extend that information to the general public. And it's about, like you said, it's about the Public Petitions Committee, which is a new, kind of new, 3-4 years old at the National Assembly.
Right.
And the objective is to serve people who are complaining that the public has not been serving them properly, either in your workplace, or it is something that you see in your community, or corruption, or whatever, that is linked to the public, service. And you are dissatisfied with, and then we've done some efforts, whether it is at the ombudsman level or it is at the national human rights level or whatever level, and then you could not solve the problem, then we say the Public Petitions Committee of the National Assembly is a last resort that you can actually knock and see how the problem can be solved for you.
So how do you file then? What is the procedure for an individual like me, for example, who is disgruntled about something and wants to file a petition? What is the process?
Yeah, the process is that anybody can write a petition. There is a way of writing the petition. But before we get there, you write a petition and address it to the clerk of the National Assembly. You don't address it to the committee. All letters of the National Assembly should be addressed to the clerk, including this one. And when it gets to the clerk has a team. Some are lawyers, some are experienced people, etc. But they have a technical team. And they'll be looking at your petition to see whether it is admissible or not. Admissible meaning that if it is admissible, then it will reach my committee. As the chair of the committee, it will reach my committee. And the committee now has mandate to look at the petition and inquire into it. And if it is not admissible, then they will call you on phone, or you go there and they'll inform you, the clerk will inform you why your petition is not admissible. And what can you do if there is anything that you can do to make it admissible? They'll advise you on that. And if it cannot be, admissible at all, they will also inform you that no matter what you do with this particular petition, based on the rules, this is not admissible.
Yes, Honorable.
And therefore, they would when they inform you that. But when they inform you that you can do ABC to make it admissible, when you do that, you bring it. The rule is saying the clerk should not look at it now. It should go directly
to the committee.
Yes. So what should a petition contain for it to be admissible?
Mainly it's about complaints that the public has not, for example, either the police are inactive in doing something, or there is a corruption somewhere, or, for example, a woman working in a workplace. We have the Disability Act. And disability people also need to be employed. And when they are employed and they are qualified to be in those positions and they are employed there, then for example, the employer decides that, because he's disabled, let me, remove him or her and then replace somebody who is able, because I believe that person may perform better than, that is unlawful. And that type of thing, that individual can write. And maybe a woman who is in an employment and is being followed by an employer for one thing or the other, and then, because of a refusal, the employer decides to, get rid of her. Those type of complaints individuals can write, but groups also can write if they are affected. Generally, it must be a public interest. It cannot just be like I'm a businessman and if I complain and then when the problem is solved, I profit. That one they will say is not.
So what about now? I mean, what is the committee going to do? Maybe for the case of a lady that has been abused at a workplace and she sent a petition complaining about that. What is the committee going to do? Are they going to face the employer and talk to him about it?
Yeah, we'll face of course, employer will be called and be questioned about the issue. And the lady herself will give more information on
it's going to be like a hearing,
you know, and then if need be, depending on, we look at all the necessary witnesses that are required, and then we identify them, and then we call those people. And the Public Petition Committee is as powerful as the High Court in calling for witnesses.
Okay.
If you don't come, it's a contempt of the National Assembly, which has penalties. It has sanctions. So it's a very important committee because it's a standing committee. So we'll look into it, and if we see truth in what the lady is saying, then we'll, you know, take the necessary remedies for, you know, recommended remedies for the lady. You know, because you know, you should not just be removed because you refuse to, you know, adhere to your employer's personal wishes. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's a very good committee, and you know, it is as important as the Human Rights Committee to me.
It is.
Because the reason is because, you know, when human rights violations occur, you can easily take it to the Petitions Committee. But is it possible to take two cases to two different committees? For example, if there's a human rights violation that took place, it can come under the Public Petition Committee. It can come under the human rights.
All complaints can come under the public petition. Public petition is a committee that will not go out of their own way to look for issues. People must bring the issue in writing, and it must be done in English. If you do it in another language, you have to translate it into English, because the working language in the assembly is English. So it must be written in English, it must be addressed to the National Assembly, it must not be frivolous. You cannot just call the firemen and say there is fire, and they come, there is no fire. They waste the fuel, they waste their time, etc. So it's the same thing. If you write something frivolous, we will not this thing. If you write something and put insults there, you know, derogatory words there, will not accept. So we look into all those things, and then we, you know, really advise the people to desist from insulting other people when they are complaining.
So how swiftly does the committee respond?
Yeah, depending on, you mentioned something, depending on your petition. We want the petitions to be simple, clear. If you write a petition, go straight to what your complaint is. You know, and if you write one complaint, it will be very quick. But if you write like the GT board staff, they wrote 10 complaints in one petition. You know, we too were not very experienced at the time, so we had to follow each of these 10. It took a very long time. So, but this time we are going to lay the report, perhaps maybe tomorrow, after tomorrow, we'll lay the report. So that took a long time. But if you write one complaint, you know, which is clear and simple, then it becomes very simple. But if you mix so many complaints in one petition, then it becomes complicated. It will take a long time.
Okay. Well, what can be petitioned and what cannot be? Because in an instant whereby you know, a particular thing is harming a particular community, can the community send a petition?
Yes, they can. We've said that, for example, you have a clinic in your community, which is a public institution, and then there is no staff there, or there is no qualified staff there. There is no medicine there. You know, the equipments are not good, etc., etc. So you see that it's just a white elephant there, and then you've tried through your National Assembly member, or you know, you've gone to the minister, or you've done those efforts, and then you see that nothing is being improved. The community can definitely petition and say, this is our problem. It's a public institution, it's meant to serve the public, but these people are just sitting here, nothing is being, you know, nothing is happening. So they can complain on that, definitely. And any other thing, they must make some effort to be able to have a remedy. But if they don't have a remedy, then, you know, like I said, the petition committee can come. And then any National Assembly member can be approached to help them to write a petition, or any competent person can write a petition for you. And the National Assembly member can even take the petition, submit the petition on behalf of a community or on behalf of a person. And if the person also who is writing a petition feels that he or she does not want to be openly available, then we have a way of protecting that witness. But the issue, as long as the issue is admissible and it is an important issue for the public, then we can seal your identity and we can still follow the issue.
Okay, so there's some sense of confidentiality, and all of that. I think that it's very important that we are doing the sensitization, Ibrahim, because personally there's even a lot that I'm learning, and it's important that you put out a disclaimer that if you do not have a case, don't put out a case as well, because public resources are being used for. It takes time and all of that.
Members are also very busy into so many other things. So if you don't have a case, you don't have a case. Don't just write frivolous complaint.
But thank you so much for joining us on here.
Thank you very much.
Maybe in the local language, just maybe in Mandinka, you can just summarize everything about the Public Petitions Committee in just 2 minutes.
All right. Abaraka bake. Kumata bake prunga fo kangal beto fa. Ninka funyo manyante nala bari ngala te tardeta. Bari public petition wala jamala nyaji fitadula. Député bungutu. Lafta ka député bungu futandi soutien di molla. Bari ngaje ko kujama ka ke molle ka to complain le dron. Dol bagale newspaper dol bagale bari ba long be problem o solve la nyami. Dol kata ombudsman, dol kata NHRC, dol kata ministerial, dol kata le député ya. Bari ka mini tafal aka me bari le problem o ka solve. Saranko saying député bungu e bunda soto. Dame yalon ko ni yo tafal ke batata salon ka la bije chance bije dol bije fana ikalafta la court bari yalon ko high court ni lafta tala je fay loyata dol bije ka wo loyata o process o nyinke batan so sila ning ayatari mu moti me yalon ko e complaino soto complaino me yalon ko tonya jamala complaino lom isanati no député bunto pour nyinka ma député bungla comité si ya complaino kana tu tala banda ba to silo kan vuto ibe complain le dron dula nyanta sol la fana ila problème nyanta sol la amange kunkino la problème comme misal kama ni businessman QTV ay complain o ke bari ngalon ko ni ngo complain o noma QTV le nafalo amange jamala nafadi bari business wala nafalo den de o complain o tala bari ni adar jamala sulolom ay modan tan affect ba fay mo jamala affect bang wala kulo me alon ko mansa kundala do ko lom bari make fo corruption nom ba ibe mansa kundala ko do tapale yakamba wo mu case let me alon ko ni ana député bu mbaji be so wala public petition ti mba itandi kan banko bela kaje ko public petition to député bu men ni député bu la committee do manke client public petition mu committee le me alon ko ate wulla dron ay momoy ay ta noma fo mo le report okay so mo le bakili yes fero
Baraka Bake. Thank you so much, Honorable. Due to time constraints, but I believe we'll be able to have other opportunities to have another program, because it's a very, very important committee. So, Ibrahim, like we mentioned in the introduction, we have the entire staff down there with the Q Group chairman there. So, Mr. Ade, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Geneva. I can hear you loud and clear.
Mr. Ade, how is the atmosphere down there?
It's great. Everybody's expectant, everybody's waiting, and everybody's excited.
Amazing. So thank you so much. We will now be giving you the floor to start the program. And Ibrahim is here. He's panicking that he might not have some of the cake. He's panicking.
Okay, for the colleagues in the studio, we'll keep some of the cake for you. Don't
All right.
panic.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ade. All right. Okay.
And thank you. And just been handed over from the studio. And it's great to be here on another day when we're celebrating something. Now, I've got my senior colleagues from the Q Group, and in fact, colleagues from all sections of the Q Group, and we're here for a very good reason. Over the weekend, there was a very, very big show, and it was the show of the weekend. And no, it wasn't ST. Of course, it was the GRA Awards. And yet again, QTV absolutely, QTV were there to cover it, and Q Group were absolutely brilliant because we picked up 3 awards. Yet again, our chairman always talks about compliance, and the importance of compliance. We talk about the fact that this is a tax-based economy, and if you don't pay your taxes, the economy cannot run. And so, if you see behind me, you will see the awards that were picked up by the Q Group yet again. Now, I'll read the citations. One of them, I'll pick a few bones with the citation, but the first one I have no qualms with. It said, the winner of this award is a leader in the telecommunication industry, known to provide high-quality broadband internet and VPN services throughout the country and in the West Africa sub-region. It says they are recognized for their technological breakthroughs in advancing mobile telecommunications and internet services. Above all, they are renowned for the invaluable contribution in the areas of education, health, sports, and religious affairs, among others, thus earning them a high prestige in the country. He said this award is conferred on the taxpayer for being the most outstanding compliant GSM taxpayer in terms of filing tax returns, payment of corporate taxes, PAYE, withholding tax, VAT, excise customs tax, telecoms tax, GSM license and spectrum fees, customs duties, and for the general compliance to the revenue laws. What more can you say? It's the whole package. And it says, and of course, that goes to QCell for GSM. Now, I'll read the other one. It's much shorter, but this is the one that I have to kind of pick bones with. Because it says, this media house has been in existence for the past decade with the widest coverage in the Gambia. This broadcaster, that's what the bit I picked holds with, not just in the Gambia. We're global, we're worldwide, so please amend it for next year. Okay. And it says, the broadcaster showcases Gambian people and their culture, education, sports, arts, entertainment. And the awardee stands out in the media fraternity due to their high signal strength and quality irrespective of one's location, terrain, or weather. The winner has demonstrated consistency in complying with the timely filing of tax returns, payment of corporate tax, PAYE, VAT, etc., and the relevant provisions of the revenue laws. And of course, that is... Now, when this was announced, everybody went, who, what? Because they said core broadcasting. And people were like, who's core broadcasting? That, of course, is the parent of QTV and Q Radio. And I hope everybody here knows this. Because when it was announced in the hall, there were kind of incredulous looks like, who's core broadcasting? So all of this, these have been won. But also, we have Q Money. They came second. And if you look here, those of you with good eyesight is recognized and awarded for being the runner-up in the microfinance of the year. So please, a big round of applause for Q Money, for core broadcasting. And before I ask the CEO to speak, I know all of you, our viewers, you're waiting to hear. Could I ask Mr. Bart of Finance? He's probably the one who goes around cracking the whip to make sure that we comply with these rules. Mr. Bart, if you would please come to the mic.
Good morning, everyone. Getting award for QCell was no surprise. As I mentioned last year too, it has become a routine for us. And honestly speaking, GRS started giving awards much later, but we have been compliant from the year one. We have never ever paid anything later than the required date on which we are supposed to. So we have always taken it as a priority, even in the most difficult days initially when we had limited finances, but we ensured that we pay everything on time. So, but the surprise this time was, of course, from Q Money as well as QTV as well. And I give all credit to the people who are doing day-to-day work. It's not that we are reminding or Mr. Bai is reminding or anybody is reminding them. They are doing it by themselves. They know the dates. They start preparations quite early, and they ensure that everything is paid on time. So, honestly speaking, now there is no contribution from me or Mr. Ba. It's the people who are making checks and who knows the payments has to be done. They know the workings and they pay it on time. So I think the real applause should be for them. Thank you so much.
And I think the message from Mr. Bhatt is that let's never get complacent about compliance. Please, let's always be compliant. And, you know, I really have to give the mic and the floor over to our chairman as we sit here, because he is the person from day one. He said to me, you know, even my first chat that he had with him, he mentioned about being compliant with taxes. Perhaps I should call my MD, Mr. Carr, because I think we shouldn't let this go without. This is the first time QTV, or let's say Core Broadcasting, has won this. And so I think really we should ask you to come and just say a few words because, hey, let's hope this will be the first of many. Please.
Thank you very much, Ade, and good morning to everybody. We are very, very appreciative and excited to receive this award, but it's evident, you can see the evidence is there before our eyes that tax compliance is something that CEO put very much at the heart of whatever he does in terms of following and fulfilling the law. But more importantly, QTV, Q Radio is really, in all honesty, a public service. You know, he's trying very hard to be a viable entity, but the amount of money that CEO puts in there, we are aware of it. If it were cost and arms of revenue, then it would not have been in existence. But because of his love for country, and as is evident in all sectors that he plays the role, and also the desire to showcase Gambia, which is evident in every national event, you will see QTV, Q Radio at the forefront. So we are showcasing what Gambia is about. And we are showcasing it with lots of challenges, because we know that the market is very constrained, is very small, and we try to be competitive. And despite all these challenges, CEO is insistent on paying taxes on time. So that is a testimony, very clear testimony. So I will not say much other than that, but just to say thank you very much, CEO, for focusing in that direction of ensuring that we comply with all the laws and regulations of the country and also paying the taxes on time. Thank you very much, Ade.
That's my boss, Mr. Carr. And now, before I hand over to the CEO, I just want to give my own heartfelt thanks to all our colleagues in the Q Group, the drivers, the cleaners, everybody, because all of you make this run and you make this happen. So please, give yourselves a round of applause, okay? And as I was saying earlier, from my first conversation with this gentleman, Q Money, I didn't realize. Q Money, please. I know you didn't get the first prize this time.
We will next
But next time, inshallah. But runners-up was very good because the competition was stiff. So please, a few words, if you don't mind.
Okay. I hope you'll all allow me and excuse me because I'm not a good public speaker. But let me start my speech by saying, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you humbly and honored to accept this prestigious award. This moment is not a personal milestone. It is a culmination of years of hard work, relentless dedication, and unwavering belief in our pursuit for the excellency. I am here because of the countless individuals who have shaped our journey, the mentors who guide Q-Money, the colleagues who support us, and the family who stood by us for every step that we take. This award is a testament of our power of collaboration, passion, and perseverance. It symbolizes not only what we can achieve with determination, but also what we can accomplish together as a team. In commemoration of this victory, that were all the sweetest of their difficulties, all the aspiring individuals out there, let this be the message of hope and inspiration. Our dreams are valid. Our hands are hard will pay off, and our journey through unique is a part of large story of human endeavor and reliance. Thank you for this incredible honor, and may we all continue to achieve excellence in our future endeavors.
Indeed, may we all continue to achieve excellence, and that is what we strive for. And I say to my staff when they tell me, oh, I went somebody and somebody said to them, oh, you're the best in the Gambia. I'm telling them, no, we want to be the best in the sub-region, the best in West Africa, and the best in Africa. That is what we have to strive for every day. And somebody who embodies that, honestly, people say, oh, you know, you will say that. But he's the one, he's the only, he's our CEO. Please, ladies and gentlemen, Sir Mohamed Jah.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Q Group family. Good morning, Gambia. I know we are on the Good Morning show. Good morning to Balde and Jainaba. They are at the studio. We are very glad to be here today to celebrate these fantastic awards. I must say that I always say this is the most important award for us. I know Q Group, they're always awarding us something. Like almost every month we receive awards from different, directions. But then the GRA awards are the most important awards to us. And year in, year out, since GRA started celebrating, taxpayers, we have been winning awards. And Alhamdulillah, we have to thank God for that. That we were able to do because of all of you, your hard work. I must take this opportunity to really thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for a great job we're doing. I know that account does a lot. They work very hard at the background to make sure that we are compliant with all our taxes. This year is special because apart from QCell, which has been winning these awards every year, I think we have about 6 awards now. Every year we win the awards. Apart from that, we also have the newest babies on the group, which is QTV and Q Radio, winning the award. And as Malik rightly said, going through very difficult circumstances, we know that it's very, very tough, but still we make sure that what we need to pay in terms of tax, our social security, is paid on time. I think that is very, very exemplary. And also Q Money, I would like to also congratulate them really for being the runners-up this year. And I hope by next year, Sanyang, you will win a full award. And also to the rest of the Q Group family, I would like them to work very hard to win awards also next year. We are a group who believe in national development. And we all know that for us to have what we want as citizens of the Gambia, we need to pay our taxes. Gambia is not endowed with natural resources like gold, diamond, gas, whatever. Hello? There's another one, huh? Okay. We don't have natural resources like petrol, gas, gold, diamond like Addis, like in Sierra Leone. We don't have that, so we are a tax-based economy. We depend on tax. So that means that everybody has to put in something in the coffer. And since inception, I think the 2 principles of the Q Group is to make sure that we are compliant with tax. That's number 1. Number 2, we also are leading employers in the country, and we've been working very hard at the Q Group level to make sure that these 2 things were important. And I always say that if you want to be considered as a serious company in any country in the world, I think these 2 things have to be, you have to be serious with these two things, which is paying your tax and also employing. And you can see we are one of the biggest employers today in the country, and we are proud to be that. So I would like to take this opportunity also on behalf of the Q Group family to thank all our customers, because we cannot do this really without, our customers patronizing us. I would like to take the opportunity to thank all our customers for their patronage, And not only, I always say it, our customers don't only patronize us financially, but a lot of them also pray for us. So I would like to really thank them and to tell them that, we are happy and we are proud of all of them. And we'll also like to thank the entire country, for their support, their prayers to us. Today, the Q Group stands to be one of the top Gambian corporate companies. When I say corporate, it means you come into the group, it's well structured. It's well structured, and whatever you need, you can go to a specific manager to give it to you. You don't have to come to Mohamed Jah. This is not a one-man show. This is a group, and we have companies in Sierra Leone, in London, and I cannot be everywhere. I can only be in one place. So why are we moving in the direction we are moving is because we have very good leaders in the company. I would like to take the opportunity to thank all the senior managers, the general managers, the CEOs of the different companies which are under the Q Group, to say that from the bottom of my heart, I'm really happy with the effort and work they are doing. On a last note, I would want to take the opportunity to thank the government of the Gambia through His Excellency President Barrow and his cabinet, and also all the leaders, and specifically GRA, Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo and his team, for the efforts they're doing to collect tax. Collecting tax is a very difficult business, but they're able to meet their targets year in, year out, and that means that they're doing a great job for this country. They've said it in the tax awards that if you see the roads, all the roads they're building, infrastructure, it's all coming from the tax we are paying. And they are able to mobilize it, and then pump it into the system. So I would like to thank them for their effort and to tell them that we are genuine partners to GRA. We are genuine partners, to the Gambian people, to the government of the Gambia, because we believe that we Gambians, should make sure that we come together and take ownership of our economy, of our country. And that's what Q Group is pioneering. We believe in Gambians. We know we can do it. If anybody tells you we cannot do it, well, just look at the Q Group. We've been doing it. And we're not only doing it in the Gambia, we're doing it in Sierra Leone, we're doing it in London, we're doing it in other places. So I want you to clap for yourself. So Ade, really, I'm very, very happy today to stand here every year, and I hope that we will work even much harder to win more awards next year. We want to win more awards, and I think that we can do it because we have what it takes. We have the manpower, we have people who are capable. We have a lot of very good, well, all the staff are good, but I will just reiterate what Ade has said, to thank everybody from the drivers to the cleaners to the technicians, name it, managers, senior managers, all of you. So really, I want us to celebrate this because it's worth celebrating. All the awards we win, this is the most important awards we should celebrate, showing the whole public that we are not only collecting money from them, but we are also doing what we are supposed to do by giving back. And you know that the Q Group is engaged in a lot of philanthropic activities as well. So apart from us also paying our taxes on time, we are one of the companies, one of the biggest companies which also give back to communities. Right now we are in our Ndogu program. I'm sure Ami and Yafa and their Ndogu team are very, very busy, distributing the gifts throughout the country. This is our biggest program, but we are into education. We give a lot of scholarships to university students. We are into youth development. I think recently we were the GSM partners for the AFNOC, and we did we supported the boys throughout. We are in youth development. We are in the medical field. Also this year we were fortunate to award the first babies, of the year in all the hospitals throughout the country. So I think I just wanted to name a few things we are doing, and that all we are able to do because of your hard work and also the patronage of our dear customers. So on a last note, I would just like to thank everybody, but for all of us to clap for our customers and to say we are proud of them. Thank you. Thank you very much, Adi. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, CEO. And I think there's one very important thing that remains, and I have to apologize to our customers and our viewers at this point because, unfortunately, you can't have any of the cake. But hey, listen, we really, really appreciate you. And so now we come to a very important ceremony, which is the cutting of the cake. So please, may we have a very sharp knife? And CEO, please. And I think we should start with QTV, as I'm. And so we have our boss of QTV here, Mr. Carr. Careful with that knife. Exactly. We need some gender balance here. It's all men at the moment. And so the QTV cake, there we have Buri from our marketing, and of course, and so really this one is really to QTV for the Media House of the Year 2023. And so please, 1, 2, 3, and cut. Hey. Hey, thank you. And now we have Q Money. And who's stepping up for Q Money? Q Money were runners up in the microfinance category. Microfinance Taxpayer of the Year. Q Money is full of lots of shy people. So, Anam. So, are you ready? Hey, lots of shy people being called forward. Are you ready? At my count, 1, 2, 3, and cut. Yay. Thank you. And now for the big one. What about best till last? Get away. It's the QCell cake. Mr. Abad, this is the one everybody wants to cut. Mr. Abad, don't be shy. Two knives, because it's the big one. It's the big one. So at my count, 1, 2, 3, please cut. Yay. So to our viewers, I'd just like to say thank you for joining us on this really, really happy and joyous occasion for us. And that's the end of today's This Morning. Join us tomorrow for another edition of Just This Morning. Thank you for watching. And once again, thank you for being a customer. Thank you.